field. Already a solid start to this one. Now back to work with this 7-0 lead. They finally wrestle down the senior, but not before he picks up some valuable ground. He's piled up 87 yards rushing in this one and closing in on 1,800 yards for the season. And a pickup of 8 opens a world of opportunities on 2nd and 2. After the good pickup on 1st down, let's see if they keep it on the ground. Fires deep toward the end zone. And good coverage there to knock it away and deny the score. Alabama comes to the line on 3rd and short. Motion from the wide receiver. Using his feet. Past the 30. Oh, he's got some space. And he just kept running and he ran away from the crowd and he'll take it in. Touchdown, Alabama!
You know, oftentimes in college football, the best offenses are the ones that can create explosive plays just like you saw right there. They're top 10 in the nation in points per game because they don't have to drive the field. They've got dudes scattered all over this offense that can take it the distance on any given play.
Looking for an alley from inside his own 10. Just never had a chance to shake loose, and he'll be brought down at the 24. Now here comes that Auburn offense onto the field again. To say this has been a slow start is a bit of an understatement, and they really need to get it going here, Jesse.
That's right. The opponent, they're firing on all cylinders right out of the gate. Offensively, for this unit, they've been slow and struggling. They need an explosive play to wake themselves up.
Yeah, and it's just
nowhere to go, and the ball is loose. Defense covering it up and not letting the offense get it back. It's a turnover.
And the defense able to get pressure to the quarterback, and they've got everybody trying to swipe at the football. And the impact on the hit sometimes jars the ball loose. Great job with the pass rush, and a better job forcing a turnover.
Going to work on 2nd down in the red zone, and still some ground to cover to pick up that 1st down. They'll finally get him stopped at the 1-yard line. What a run there. They're trying to slam it in. And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Crimson Tide.
This offense is looking ridiculous. 3 touchdowns now in the 1st quarter, doing whatever they want at will. I don't know if you're panicking, Palmer, but I mean, they got to put something together on the other side of the field, or else this one's going to get ugly fast.
One thing I know, David, is the defensive staff, after having the ball just run down their throat and thrown over their heads, they need to make some adjustments earlier than they probably anticipated, because right now they have no answers for this offense.
So here comes the Auburn offense. They haven't exactly burst out of the starting blocks, and they need to get something together with this possession. And the pressure gets there. And down he goes at the 18. The Tigers trying to find their way forward after the big loss on the last play. Takes the handoff. It's Watson. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage. You make up the game plan and not a lot on the play sheet for this. 3rd and long from inside their own 20. Here comes the heat. And the quarterback is knocked down back at the 13. Auburn sends out the punting unit. Doesn't say much for your drive when you're looking forward to the punt. No fair catches here, looking for room. Really good job by the coverage team to make the stop, and that's where they'll put it in play. Here comes that Alabama offense. They could not have drawn up a better start than this, already up 21-0. A solid pickup there before the defense is able to make the stop.
And those body blows really, really matter. Like, I want to be able to hand the ball off to my running back 10, 15 times a game. Make the defense tackle them, wear them out. Sometimes these 3 to 4 yard runs, later in football games, they turn into 5 to 15 to 20 yard gains just because of the body blow effect.
From the gun, the running back tries to hit the hole. Hauled down, but they'll move the sticks as he picks up the 1st down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs.
And I like the quarterback making the decision quickly.
Fires toward the end zone. Oh, he dropped it. That deep ball was right on the money. You just have to make that catch. So now it's 2nd and long. Looking to throw, it's Manning. Throws to the wideout. Finds a man on the left. And right in the middle of tight coverage, and he still makes the grab at the 15. They're threatening to score, and they'll throw it. Almost intercepted. They took a shot on 1st down and just about turned the thing over. Working well behind the sticks on 2nd down. And into the end zone, and he'll race it to the house. Touchdown, Bama!
Man, what a picture-perfect start to this football game. Like, offense doing their job, defense getting the ball back in this offense. I'll tell you what, it is an impressive unit to watch. They were good on tape all week studying them. They're better in person, and they're Gate strong in this 1st quarter.
From inside his own 10, he'll try to help out their field position. Finds just enough space to cross the 25. Let's mark it at the 27-yard line. First play of this drive comes from the 27. Looking to throw on 1st down. Firing to the right, complete. And a good job in coverage there as they stop it after just a few. Time winding down in the quarter as they come to the line. Back to pass on 2nd down. He lobs one high down the left side. And they wanted it all on that incomplete pass. Instead, they're looking at 3rd down. One final play before the end of the quarter. On 3rd and long, trying to have a big completion here. Quarterback feeling the pressure, and down he goes at the 22. We've reached a break, and Alabama has the lead. Man, that was an impressive and dominant 1st quarter. Let's take a look at the stats before we move on. This could be a pivotal moment in this game as we open the 2nd period and they try to find a way to answer. Auburn's going to have to send out the punt team. 3 and out, they got stuck in reverse. They hope the punt can bail them out. Found a little running room on that one. Picked up some nice blocks before he's run out of bounds. Guys, here comes that Alabama offense onto the field. Rides the back and leaves it on the option. Got enough for the 1st, and he's still going. Touchdown time! Great job by the back on the option.
Huge play. It's so nice to have guys that can create these explosive plays like this. You hand it to him, he can do the rest. Look at the speed. Look at the elusiveness. Get into the end zone. Nice run.
Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. Looking for blockers. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. And now the offense will come onto the field again. From the gun, the ground game. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. Didn't get much on 1st down. It's 2nd and 9. Looking for a man. It's Daly. And the quarterback goes down at the 11-yard line. Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. On 3rd and long, he'll need to loosen up that arm. And this defense is bringing the heat. Another sack. Auburn sends out the punting unit. 3 and out, and not much choice but to get rid of the ball. Sometimes avoiding disaster is the best thing. The punter just gets it out of there. That's a perfect example of not settling for a fair catch. Pick up whatever yardage you can and help out the offense. The Tide offense rolls onto the field. Got room to work. Not much running room there thanks to this senior defender. Alabama pushing the tempo. These two rivals first played in 1893, but there was nearly a half-century, guys, when they didn't play each other because they got in a fight over, among other things, gate receipts.
Yeah, listen, I've been lucky enough to broadcast this game before, and I'll never forget being at Bryant-Denny Stadium and just feeling the energy. It was just completely different versus anything I'd ever seen in college football before. David, there's a different meaning to this game for both of these schools in the state of Alabama.
Yeah, got some room, headed to the goal line. Touchdown, Alabama! And they add 6 more to the board with that trip to the house. These guys wanted to make a statement. Statement has been delivered.
It's your job to stop him. No, don't run the score up. Well, do something about it. The defense has to step up and make plays. Obviously, they're not willing to do that, so just keep running plays and keep scoring.
Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And he tacks on the extra point. Let's go to the studio now and check in with Kevin Connors. Kevin, what do you got?
Week in and week out, guys, you never know what's going to happen in college football. Check this out. Stanford has the lead right now, but there's no John Elway on this team, and that's why we have a tight one there on the farm. They're up by 6 over Notre Dame. We will be multitasking today, boys. One eye on that game, one eye on your game. Really the only way to do it.
And how about that one? Kevin will be keeping an eye on everything going on elsewhere. Caught in the backfield, it's Powell. Turning it on! Out of bounds at the 27-yard line, and this offense needed a play like that. They'll put it in play from the 27, first down. Looking downfield, it's Daly. Got it set up on the outside. Not a whole lot of room there on that screen pass as it just never developed. Backed up now, here's second and long. Back to pass. Grab behind the line, it's Watson. The defense wouldn't let him loose, and even though it's a completion, they lost yardage. And you've already sent your punter out 4 times. At least he knows he's going to get his varsity letter, and his leg might get it. And they get to the quarterback and knock him down back at the 16. Auburn's going to have to send out the punt team. This will be the 5th kick of the night. Yet another punt on the way. Got to make sure that hamstring stays loose. He's been busy. He was able to get that ball up to the 48-yard line before he stopped on the return. Let's see if they can get something going here late in the half. Looking downfield on first down. He fires to the left side. And they won't be able to connect downfield, looking for a big-time play. Try to make up for some of that lost ground on second down. Off the play fake. He'll take another shot here. Oh, he had it. The deep ball was there, and it just trickled through his fingers. Alabama with a lot of ground to cover here on 3rd and long. He leaves it with his back. Makes him talk to the hand. He gets it oh so close to the first down marker, but I think he's going to be a touch short. Boy, if they don't convert this 4th down, there will be questions to be answered. They make the stop, but he'll have enough yardage for a first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Looking to pass, it's Sims. Oh, he's going to take a shot at the DB. And they won't make the connection going for the big play. They're dealing with a 2nd and long. Wants to go up top. Here's a heat. And it'll be incomplete. This defense is physical in pass deep. The Crimson Tide looking for a big play to convert on 3rd down. From the gun, wants to pass. Dances away to buy time. The freshman called his own number and kept this drive moving. Ball marked at the 26. It's 1st and 10. From the gun, they'll give it on the inside. And just wedges it ahead a bit before he's brought down. After picking up a couple at 2nd and 8. The give to the back. And a good, solid pickup before the defense cuts him down. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. Takes the handoff. It's Young. And he uses the stiff arm to push his way past the sticks and pick up the first down. Alabama quickly back to the line. They'll go to the ground. They get him stopped, but those feet kept moving until he was down to the 5. It'll be 2nd down, and remember, they can pick up a first without scoring. That carry puts him over 2,500 yards for his career.
And it's been really fun to watch this guy's development in college football. He's gotten bigger, stronger, and faster in every game. He just seems to get a little bit better. That's a pretty nice milestone to hit.
The nice milestone, nice consistency, nice durability. It takes you being healthy, and this guy's really done a good job throughout his career being that lead guy and putting up numbers.
Trying to punch it in. Touchdown, Crimson Tide. And they take it in for 6 more points.
And with that score, this thing is getting ugly. This offense has had their way, and not only have they had their way, now they finished the half like you're supposed to, scoring the football, building on their lead. This defense is going to have to go into half and find some answers.
And they did tack on that extra point without any adventure. Kickoff unit back to work, and they have been busy as they built this sizable lead. From inside his own 15, trying to follow his blockers. Needed just a little more help to turn that into a big return. They'll mark him down at the 29. This late in the half, here's the question. How aggressive will the play calling be? Bringing the heat. Pass rush, gets there, gets home, gets him down at the 23. We played 2 quarters here. Time to go to Kevin Connors in our halftime update.
Fellas, in a rivalry filled with magical moments, even more here today between the Tigers and Tide. And how can we begin our analysis of that first half without singing the praises of one of the elite backs in football? Racking up huge numbers on the ground, even throwing the occasional block. This kid is the total package. And if this defense doesn't adjust its strategy, he could be headed towards a career day. With that, let's throw it back to the guys to see how the fight between Alabama and Auburn plays out.
All right, Kevin, about ready to get things cranked back up here. Alabama ready to put a boot to it to start the second half. Here he comes from inside his own 5. And the coverage team able to make the tackle. And Auburn is ready to go back to work on offense. Nothing went right in that first half, and the first order of business here. Try not to be embarrassed any further.
But the comeback is possible. Remember 2006, Michigan State down 35 to Northwestern at halftime? They somehow came back and won the game. But it all starts on one play, and that has to happen here on this first drive for the offense.
Yeah, the first possession, because your possessions, you're only going to get so many possessions, and you've got to score on every single one of them. Offense, defense, special teams have to play out of their mind, but they have to believe.
3rd and long, and he'll try to throw for it. And the quarterback goes down at the 11-yard line. Auburn sends out the punting unit. They'll be forced to kick for the 6th time tonight. Excellent coverage that time. Didn't give him any room to set up a big return. Here comes that Alabama offense. This offense has really been clicking in the game so far, Jesse.
No doubt. Everything their play caller is dialing up. These guys are...
He smashes his way through again. Touchdown, Bama! He ran through tackles like water through a sieve. Now they've got a little breathing control of this game, guys, but you never want to let up in a rivalry game.
Because it only takes one play. We know how much of a factor momentum can be in these types of rivalry games, David, so this game's still far from over.
And this is where my leadership and my experience comes into play. When you got guys that have been through these fires, been through these rivalry games, you know the swings happen quick. Now you got to swing it back your way.
They'll try to add another to their lead. And he knocked that one right down the middle. What a way to send a message. Huge play in the running game. One snap, and you've got a touchdown on the board. From inside the 10-yard line, he'll bring it back. He was looking for more running room, but none to be found as he stopped at the 23. Now here comes that Auburn offense onto the field again. Gives it on the option. And this one will be stopped for no gain.
I think the offensive coordinators out there going, thank goodness we don't play them everywhere. This defense has been suffocating. This offense has got to find something moving forward that they can hang their hat on. Some kind of identity. Today they were shut down, but listen.
And the heat will get home, and the quarterback goes down at the 17. Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. And the defense gets loose, bringing the heat, and down he goes again. Auburn's going to have to send out the punt team. Doesn't say much for your drive when you're looking forward to the punt. He just wanted to get it out of there from his end zone. Makes the grab close to the logo. Returns like that are why you don't settle for the fair catch if you don't have to. Picks up just a little bit of yards to help out the O. Rides to back and leaves it. And he was able to get away from one tackle, but plenty of help was on the way. Decent pickup on that play.
I like this idea by the offense going hurry up here. You just had a very nice run. Let's get back up to the line of scrimmage and go fast.
They finally get him stopped, and this veteran junior running back comes up with a nice play. They're in the red zone, 1st and 10 from the 20. Leaves it with the back. And he runs into a wall, maybe got it back to the line of scrimmage. They got nothing on the last play at 2nd and 10. Rides the back on the option, the give. Gets it all the way down to the 2-yard line. He was fighting for that end zone. Alabama comes to the line with a 1st and goal. They'll try to get it in with the run. Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown Tide! The Tide is rolling as Alabama starts to pull away from Auburn.
Yeah, and Alabama handling the moment. Obviously, we know they got great players, great tradition, but handling the moment in the Iron Bowl, big stage, a lot of hatred, doing a great job of handling all of that, Palmer.
And Alabama knew coming into this game, you just throw the records out. You're playing your in-state rival, Auburn. What matters is what you do on the field when that first whistle blows. And Alabama simply, in all 3 phases of the game, they've been there.
Buys just enough space to cross the 25. Let's mark it at the 27-yard line. So here comes the Auburn offense. On the move, it's Henderson. That is a big win for this defense as they were right there as soon as he got the ball. Lost 5 on that first play, and now it's 2nd and 15. Looking to fire. Quickly complete. And he's dragged down.
First job for the QB a lot of times. Look at those safeties. Is it man or is it zone? Nice job. You could tell right away. He saw it was zone, understood where to go with the football.
Here comes the rush, and they've got it wrapped up at the 28. Auburn sends out the punting unit. Let's see what he can do with it. He gets a block. This guy is a daring punt return man. He's not going to settle for the fair catch. A solid return. Gets a little bit of ground for the offense. The give on the inside. Breaks the tackle. Just what they were looking for, and he's got him set up in business at the 35 with a 1st down. Offense in a split backfield. They'll give it to him again.
This
this shouldn't be a surprise to anybody. If you've got the lead in the third quarter and you want to keep it, you got to bleed the clock. Best way to do that, run the football. And you're now seeing this offense call these run plays back to back. They are trying to be physical, and they're trying to stay on the field.
Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. The Tide with the 1st and 10. They'll give it to the back. Picked up 2 yards on that last one. They need 8 on 2nd down. Wide receiver comes in motion. From the gun, they'll try to impose their running game. Brought down after a pickup of 2 to the 19. Alabama trying to cash in on this red zone trip. Quarterback run is part of their game plan. And he'll step into the end zone. Touchdown, Alabama!
And that's what makes this quarterback so dangerous, fellas. He can hurt you throwing the ball, but man, is he ever dangerous and explosive with his feet. You have got to be able to get this guy on the ground. If you don't, he has got way too much wiggle and speed. You saw it right there.
Caught in the backfield. It's Riley. He's got the 2-point conversion, and they build on that lead. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. Running to daylight from inside his 25. Needed just a little more help to turn that into a big return. They'll mark him down at the 29. Let's see what they have dialed up as this drive starts from the 29-yard line. They'll run it from the gun. There he goes. Finding a way to put that foot in the ground and get it up to the 37-yard line. The Tigers can play this 2nd down a lot of ways with just a few yards to go. Trying play action. Oh, they're after him. Not much running room there thanks to this senior defender. Now on 3rd down for this offense. He'll sneak it. As they get set to snap it, time winding down here in the quarter. Looking for space. It's Henderson. He's stopped dead in his tracks again. No running room to be found. They keep trying it and have had very little success. So Alabama takes the lead into the quarter break. And as we switch ends of the field, let's take a quick look at the national rankings. As we enter the 4th quarter, let's see if anything memorable can come from this one. They had a chance to mull things over. Let's see how they start the final period here on 2nd down. They'll move the wide receiver. They'll go to work in the air on 2nd down. Makes the grab. He's brought down, but he went backwards after that completion, not the way they had it drawn up. Now facing a 3rd and long. Looking downfield, and he needs a bunch. Shoots it to the left. Wide open downfield. Good pickup there as he gets the 1st down, and they'll mark him at the 48. And the Tigers have this offense rolling. Wants to go up top on 1st down. That's caught. It's Henderson. Didn't pick up a lot there, moving forward just a few. Plenty of distance between them and the sticks here on 2nd down. Back to pass. Pocket breaking down. Strong pass rush gets to the quarterback, and they get him at the 46. The defense all revved up after that earlier sack, and they'll try to stop him right here. On 3rd and long, no secret what he needs here. Catch in the middle, it's Mayo. He'll be stopped about 2 yards short of a 1st down. They didn't quite get that route run deep enough to pick up the 1st down. Now they've got a 4th and short.
And I think everybody at home tends to yell at their television set. Why aren't you getting past the 1st down marker? Why did you run your route short? Defense did a good job knowing where that was, but now, 4th down.
Hauls it in easily enough for for the first down. Well, they just drained all the suspense out of the fourth down conversion, moving the chains easily. Now with a 1st and goal, let's see what Auburn's got cooking. They'll try to get it in with the run. And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Tigers.
Well, it's good to finally see this offense have a little bit of success because that has not been the case in this game. Nothing has gone their way. They keep shooting themselves in the foot. You know, guys, coaches are always trying to find things to build on, and this is at least something late in this game, scoring that touchdown that hopefully helps build their confidence the next time they take the field.
On the run from inside his own 5. Couldn't find a way to create that broken field as he stopped at the 25. Guys, here comes that Alabama offense onto the field. This has been exactly the way you draw things up, David. The offense has really been moving the football.
And it's been...
Into the secondary on the right. Flips the field in an instant, and he has it down to the 25-yard line. The Crimson Tide rolling on the ground, tries to keep momentum going. A designed run for the quarterback. That, friends, is a busted play. Incomplete. Plenty of work to do here on 2nd and long. They'll run it to keep the clock moving. Got enough for the 1st down. And the first guy couldn't get him, but the second one does, but not until he picks up the 1st down. The give on the option. He's dragged down at the 12 as they try to cash in on this red zone opportunity. It'll be 2nd down, and remember, they can pick up a 1st without scoring. He's brought down at the 7-yard line, and they are threatening to take it in. Alabama pushing the tempo. Gives it on the option. And there were some collisions in there, and the D finally stops him short of the marker. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. They already have a comfortable lead, up by multiple possessions, but they're going to go for it here on 4th down. He didn't make it. They'll have to give up the football, and hope is still alive. Man down on the plate. Now we'll hang on here. The coach is calling a timeout. He wants the officials to take another look. Thinks he's got a good shot at getting this one overturned. He spun that wheel of fortune by challenging the call, and it does not go his way, and he loses the timeout. Handoff from the gun. He's going to lose a yard on that one. Let's talk for a second about Auburn. He's been under pressure all season, and they really haven't done much to turn down that heat. And it's just hard to imagine that this guy fighting to get it out of the end zone, and I don't think he made it. He did not. It's a safety. They'll get set for the free kick after the safety.
Well, the defense could smell blood in the water in that situation, and a great job pursuing, getting to the football, showing you all of that athleticism they have, and they come away with the safety.
The Tide offense rolls onto the field. On that last drive, 4th and goal didn't exactly work out. They really need to pay it off this time, Jesse.
And they were so anxious and eager to get back on the field. They know they left points on the board. They let that one get away from them. They look like they are pumped up and ready to go here, David.
And listen, it was a good drive, so you got to remember that. But they got to realize, I got to get points. When I get in those areas, I got to capitalize. And they wanted a touchdown last time. This drive, they can go make it happen.
The Crimson Tide needs to convert on 3rd and short. They'll try to pick it up on the ground. Smashes ahead. Just what they'd hoped for on 3rd down as they've got a 1st at the 32. They'll try the right side. This time they stop him behind the line of scrimmage, and boy, that has been rare in this one. Lost one on that last one. It's 2nd and 11. How about this sophomore stopping him short of the 1st down line? Alabama with a lot of ground to cover here on 3rd and long. The give to the right. And they're able to get a 3rd down stop here. See if they go for it on 4th.
And I'm a fan of this, man. Run the football, eat the clock. We got the lead. This offense has put together a nice day, man. Like, just balance, rhythm, timing, play calling, everything has worked. That's why they've built this lead. They've had a great day today.
Throws to the back. Catch in the middle. It's Hill.
Hey, I got to be honest. I don't know if the defense was expecting that type of throw on fourth down. It looked like they were all huddled close to the line of scrimmage, looking for something in the quick game, but instead the quarterback takes a shot vertically down the field and catches the defense off guard.
He's wrestled to the ground right at the 15-yard line, and a big red zone opportunity here. He'll pitch it. Running through contact. He almost punched it in for 6. They'll get him down at the 1-yard line. Trying to bully their way in. And they're going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just added their total.
What can you say about this offense in this game? It hasn't always been pretty all season long, yet they've continually found ways to win each and every week. But today, in a day where they had to light the scoreboard up because the opposing offense came to play, their offense got it done. And as a result, they stay undefeated.
He'll bring it out from inside his own 10. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, that they get him on the ground at the 20. A lot of field in front of them as they open this possession from their own 20. He'll start this drive firing. Grabbed over the middle. It's Turner. That's about as close as you can get to that marker, and it will be second and just a few breaths away from the first down. Wants to go up top. And here comes the heat, and they get home, and they get him at the 21. Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. On third down, he drops to throw. Caught over the middle. It's Mayo. He's going to come up a couple of yards short of the first down. Auburn's going to have to send out the punt team. Cradles it at the 35. He's brought down, but a really solid effort to pick up every bit of yardage he could on the punt return. And here we go. Final play of the game right here. Back to pass. It's Russell. Lets it fly deep downfield. He's got it in the end zone for another touchdown, and this is a full-fledged beatdown. The latest edition of this in-state passion play is bathed in crimson as Alabama rolls to victory over Auburn in the Iron Bowl. Thanks so much for spending some time with us. For David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis, and this has been